$1,400 a month. I'm like, so I'm here for 80 hours every 2 weeks, and
Right.
I'm making like 1,100, 1,200 every 2 weeks.
Right. Right. Right.
So I'm thinking like, so they come here maybe for like an hour to clean.
Mm.
So that's 30 hours a month, and they
Mm.
getting 1,400. And I went to school for this.
Right.
I'm
Right.
here for 9.
Budgeters, I am here with Dijon, owner and operator of Fine Shine LLC. I told you that I will be back with entrepreneurs who are actually making money in their business, and Dijon is one of them. He is here and he's going to explain his business. He's going to get into the details of what he actually does, how he got started, and he's going to even provide you with some tips to maybe get you started on your way if you would like to do something like what he's doing. Hi, Dijon.
Hey, how you doing, Tyra? How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for
Yeah.
asking.
And appreciate for being on your platform. I know
Yeah,
you work so hard, so I'm happy that you chose me.
of course, of course. So I'm excited about our conversation today, and let's just jump in. So, what actually is your business?
Well, my business is a cleaning service. I clean commercial and residential places. I try to focus on commercial. Basically like routine cleaning. Also do like carpet cleaning, waxing, polishing hard floors, shampoo, like couches, steps,
Okay.
stuff like that. But I mainly focus on like routine cleaning for businesses, try to get contracts and stuff like that.
Nice. So, how did you settle on this particular business idea? How did you know that this one was the one for you?
Well, it all started because before I started my business, I was a medical assistant for 9 years.
Okay.
So I worked in West Philly at a as a private black-owned business establishment. So what happened was the business was getting kind of low,
Mm.
far as like the patients wasn't coming in as much. So I starting to realize like, oh, this might, shut down in a year or two. So I wasn't really sure. Our checks start getting delayed and
Mm.
stuff like that. So one day the lady that I worked for, the front desk lady, she was a little newsy and went onto the doctor's desk and like looking through stuff, trying to figure out like why we not getting paid on time. So as she back there, she came back and said, Dijon, he paying the cleaning people 1,400 a month to clean his building.
Mm.
So I'm like, 1,400 a month. I'm like, so I'm here for 80 hours every 2 weeks, and
Right.
I'm making like 1,100, 1,200 every 2 weeks.
Right. Right. Right.
So I'm thinking like, so they come here maybe for like an hour to clean.
Mm.
So that's 30 hours a month, and they
Mm.
getting 1,400. And I went to school for this.
Right.
I'm
Right.
here for 9 years, so my head start going crazy. Like, oh, this not right. Stuff not adding up.
Right.
So I'm thinking how can I make this right? Because this not right now. So I actually thought, I said the doctor. I know the doctor is going low on his business. So I'm like, I wonder, since I know how much he's already paying, what if I ask him, can I clean a building
Mm.
for for maybe $1,000? At this time, I don't care. I'm just
Right.
like, let's go. So I asked him. At first, I was a little skeptical to ask him. 'Cause I'm like,
Right.
I'm a medical assistant. He ain't gonna trust me in that. But so it took about a week, and then I finally went in his office and asked him. I just said, is there any way I can like clean the building for lower than what you paying? And he was like, for my experience working with him, he know I'm responsible. He know I'm just not gonna say it just to say it. So he gave me a chance. And
Wow.
but the whole thing was he was like, well, we gotta do this the right way. So like you gotta, get a LLC, something I can text because I gotta text it or whatever. So I went back to the drawing board. I did my research. I found my logo. I found my name, Fine Shine. Got my logo. Got the LLC, and I created a contract. And I all did it like just googling stuff. Like I looked at like images of a cleaning contract, and I studied it and figured out what's good and what's not good. So I made a whole contract saying like what I'm gonna do, all my duties and stuff like that. So I did all this in probably about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yep, did about 2 weeks. So then I went back to him and I was like, "Here go my contract." And he looked, he said, "Oh, okay, okay, okay." So he signed it. Then he let go to other cleaning people, and that was my first contract.
Wow, that's really an amazing story. So it was a lot about like your connection. So you weren't, first of all, you weren't scared to ask, right?
Yeah.
To ask for that opportunity, to ask for that chance. And it was kind of about like who you knew and the information that you knew. You knew what the doctor was paying the other cleaning company. You knew in order to get in there, you would take a little bit less. And
Hmm.
you just like you knew him, so you were
Yes.
able to use your relationship to kind of start your business in under 2 weeks. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. And like I talked to other cleaning people, and it's so hard for them to get contracts and when I tell them my story, I just say, I did it, got a contract. So I started off. So at this point, I'm still working, and now I'm making an extra $1,000 a month.
Ah,
So yeah, man. So that started off. So I did that for about 3 months, and then come
wow.
to find out. But now I started my business in 2019
Okay.
at the end of like December of 2019. So 2020 coming and COVID hit. Now
Mm-hmm.
this before I knew anything about COVID, anything. So I did it for 3 months. So I'm getting paid my job and $1,000 a month. And then come March, she shut down the practice.
Mm.
So now at this time, I'm excited because I got another income. And now I got my confidence. So then the pandemic happened. But before that happened, I did get my second contract from I made flyers. Told them like I do basic cleaning, routine cleaning, and I put Dr. Devon, that's the person I work for, as a reference. So
Ah,
I figured like if I put Dr. Devon as a reference,
yeah,
and I went into the West Philly area because I knew that he saved a lot of people's lives. We was a cardiologist. So I knew that he had neighbors that if they see his name, they like, oh yeah, I know him. I know him. So I thought of that. So I went around the neighborhood and found an African store in West Philly. And
okay.
I put it in like in the mail box, and then they called me. And that was my second contract. And I
Wow.
was going there twice a no once a week. I still got that one too.
Nice. That's savvy. It's kind of like you use your connections, you played on the people that he not played, but you connected with the people that he would know
Hmm.
in order to build up your business. So it's kind of like it was like a domino effect.
Yeah. So and how I look at it is just like, you always just gotta be nice and just have good character,
Right.
especially the people that's higher than you or have a better position, because you never know what they can do to you. And I always tell people, I say that, it's millionaires out here, billionaires out here, and all they looking for good people to work for them,
Yeah.
you know. So if they might see you cleaning 6 months straight, being consistent, dedicated, of course they're going to invest in you because they invest. That's all they do.
Yeah.
So the best part is just being a good person, and you never know what might happen.
And the investment that Dr. Devon made into you, it created your whole business. Because
Yeah,
at first it sounded like you were just looking to clean the building for the money, but he was like, no, 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 you're going to turn this whole thing into like a real
yeah.
business. And he
And,
helped you.
Yeah, and I also think like deep down he knew he was about to close his business down too. So
Okay.
I think he was like, I don't want to, because I was the youngest one there, and I've been there for 9 years. So
Right.
people that run a business, they always want to see their employees grow and
Yeah.
you know prosper. So I think him giving me that was like, all right, I know I'm about to shut down my business, even though I can't tell you now, but hopefully this can help you and you know grow. So I do appreciate Doc for that.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's a cool story. Yep. My first time hearing. That's an awesome story.
Thank you.
So you talked a little bit about your client base. You talked about staying in the West Philadelphia area at first.
Mhm.
Have you ventured on from West Philly? Like, what areas do you find yourself in now? And you talked a little bit about how to keep those clients, but can you kind of like elaborate on that for me?
Yes. Well, now I'm kind of all over the place.
Okay.
Now when I got my second contract, I actually got introduced to a cleaning uh a cleaning person that had his own business as well, but he was in the game for about 30 years, about 20 years. So he had like a lot of contracts. So what I do, I got in touch with him and I told him like, I'm in the Philadelphia area, like Roxborough. So I asked him like if you ever come past some contracts that you don't want, shoot them my way, and you get a percentage, I get a percentage, and we all win.
Nice.
So with him, I got like my first, well, like my third and fourth contract. They call subcontracts,
Mm.
which mean that it's his contract, but he gave it to me.
Right, right,
So
right.
I don't get 100% of the money, but I get about well,
Right.
I don't even know how much he get, but he tell me a price, and if I agree with it, I do it. Raze
Right.
Raze. So when I started with him, he had me like in Chadford, uh, up King of Prussia. I had one in Delaware at one point because at this point I'm trying to find my own contracts, but
Right.
he's helping me to get more income as I'm trying to search for my own.
Mm.
So I use I use him as a tool for having me get more incomes, and at the same time I can search for my own contracts.
Right.
So so I was in King of Prussia, Roxborough. So that's how I kind of
Good.
expand.
That's nice.
And I still have, like, as of now, I have two contracts in King of Prussia. I have one in South Philly. I still have my first contract, even though they shut down.
Yeah.
His wife was a pediatrician, and she's still working that building. So I actually
Oh,
still clean that. I don't get the amount that I was when the whole building was in full, but I still get partial of that. So I still got the West Philly. Yeah, so I'm pretty much all over in
yeah.
Roxborough, Manning, stuff like that.
So is it just you or do you have any employees yet?
Well, when I first started and I was, growing, I had up to 4 employees at one time.
Wow.
And I also had a location in Pottstown. So what I would do was I was if the cleaning person, Mr. Dean, that's his name, that got the cleaning business. If Mr. Dean gave me a contract in Pottstown, what I do, I will create an account on Craigslist. And what I do, I'll put wherever he told me where the location, the duties, I'll put all that on there. And I try to get the same zip code of the building and
Okay.
try to let the people know that I'm looking for people in this zip code. It just make it easier for the
Right.
person to go there, you know, because you got to think this is a subcontract. So I'm not getting a lot of money. So I can't pay them as much
Right. Right. Right.
as if it was mine. So I still want to make a little bit. They want to make a little bit, and he still make his cut. So that's how I kind of built my employees through Craigslist.
Nice.
So when I do that, I get emails like 20, 15 emails like I want to help, I want to help, I want to do it, I want to do it. But now this is the stressful part because now you're dealing with people and their personalities, and you gotta understand they coming from a space where they don't care about your business for real. They here to try to make some money. So, you got people that want to shortcut things, and I know you said how do I keep my client, my employees. See what you do, you always gotta check up on them like after they finish cleaning, and like what I do, I check up on them, and if they do any mistakes, I take pictures, pictures.
Mhm.
And I just text it to them like, listen, you missed a spot here, you missed a spot there.
Gotcha.
And the first 2 weeks you gotta be very strict, And the one thing I learned that I did my first time, I told my employees my shortcuts.
Hmm.
I learned that they gonna make their own shortcuts regardless. So if you tell them your shortcut, they gonna do shortcuts of your shortcuts, and it ain't gonna work. So even if like when I was cleaning, I had my shortcuts, but when I'm teaching it to another employee, I go the whole full extent,
Right.
and
Right.
tell them because I know they're gonna do their shortcuts anyway.
Right.
So that's how you keep your contracts as well, dealing with employees. You always just gotta follow up with pictures and just stay on them until you don't have to do it no more. And it was very tough for me because, like I told you earlier, they don't really care too much about your business. So
Right.
it's really stressful to like have them clean and like, I hope they do a good job. And
Right.
but but that feeling do go away in like a month or two after because like I had stories where like they had to be there at like I had a restaurant in Chadford called Firebirds. So they closed at 11.
Hmm.
So I had one employee waiting till like 10:59. Oh, I can't make it.
Mm.
Now this in Chadford. I'm all the way in Roxborough, so that's like 30 miles,
Yeah.
25 miles out. So whatever I'm doing, I gotta try to still do that, then shoot there.
To
So
do.
it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's worth it. But I will say it's better to get employees with contracts or your full contract, because I feel like if you give them more money, they take it more serious.
Right.
I
Right.
mean,
Of course.
yeah,
All right. So you gave us so many nuggets, so many
I
good
know.
pieces of information. Listen, people could basically start their business off of what you just told them right now,
Yeah,
right? You gave them, and me too. Like I've learned a lot too, because I always tell people, like my mind is so stuck in the work mode, like a worker bee, and
yeah.
I am trying to get out of that worker bee mode and move into an entrepreneurial mindset. And you just
Hmm.
taught me a whole bunch of things that I never even would have thought to even do.
Yeah. And
So
I think that happened for once that front desk lady came and told me that they paying the clean people 1,400, and I've been working here for 8 years, and I'm for 80 hours, I'm only getting 1,200,
right,
and they here for 30 hours, and they getting 14. It
right,
just that right there just like cracked the code for me. I
right.
just felt like now I'm not knocking no 9 to 5s because whatever each his own, but to me I'm just like, damn, $19 an hour, $20 an hour, like you can, like with a cleaning business that can be up to 150 an hour,
Right,
200 an hour, and you don't really need too much things to make that happen. You just need
right,
connections and really just marketing and really promoting. Like you can bring your business to, like my cleaning business can be, I can make $1 billion a year. I
right,
can make 500,000 a year. I
right.
can make 90,000 a year. Like
No limit.
it's just there's no limit. So it just and that's the thrill of it, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, that's amazing. And so, of course, I'm assuming that you would recommend this to a bunch of people.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, but at the same time, it's hard work and it's scary.
Right.
I had a daycare that I had that was my highest paid contract. Like I could pay my rent, my car note, everything with it. And then I got a letter that said, we shutting down the daycare. And it's
Mm,
like,
right.
because like I was dependent on that, and I still had that mindset of a worker, as in this never going to stop.
Right.
Like a 9 to 5, you get paid
Right.
every 2 weeks.
Right.
So instead of not preparing myself like, oh no, this can start one day. Let me say this, or let me do that, or let me try to not
Right.
be happy with this big contract. Let me keep going, because if I lose this contract, I need a replacement. So I went through that, and that kind of gave me a reality check too. Of like, even though you're doing good and you happy, you gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep trying to get more contracts, because I mean, I can get a phone call and somebody say, "Yo, we shutting down this or we doing that," and I lose 3 contracts. It's a whole nother life.
Right.
It's a whole nother life. So,
Like, all right. So any final tips, any final suggestions or anything you want to give to the future entrepreneurs out there?
yes, I will say that you want to definitely just study whatever you like doing, or even if you just think of an idea, like even like for my thing, for me, for instance, I was just a medical assistant checking blood pressures. I wasn't thinking about cleaning nothing until the front desk lady said that,
Right. Right.
and I just practiced. YouTube is your friend. I mean,
Right.
I learned a lot about cleaning tips, how to clean this. Like I learned a lot. I didn't even know things was important until I did my research. It's a lot of things that cleaning without learning. You just think you're doing a good job.
Right.
And the person, Mr. Dean, the one that was showing me, all the giving me all the subcontracts. We did a walkthrough. Uh, he checked my work after I was finished and told me about myself, and I'm like, that was there. I didn't even see that.
Right.
And I
Right.
had to explain to him, because he was coming at me like, yo, you can't be doing this, that. And I was telling him like, listen, Mr. Dean, this is how I got him. I said, listen, like, your eyes is 20 years experience.
Right. Right. Right.
I just started, so you gotta build with me.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
he understood. He was like, yeah, yeah, all right, you got a point. Cause it take time to have that eyesight for like what's dirty, like the baseboards, the like you like people walk past dirt all the time and don't even see it,
Right.
so you got to open your eyes. But my advice, it would be like, just do your research. Definitely, especially if you're a great person, a great personality. Remember, people with money, or got a lot of opportunities for you. They love people that they can be around.
Right.
You
Right.
know, they don't want to work with people that they scared of, or timid, or don't laugh at their jokes. Or So definitely, if you got a great personality, you got to use that. Especially the people that say like, "Oh man, you're a good person, man. I like being around you." Ask them questions. Ask them, if they can help you, because they like seeing people like that win. So you got to take advantage of the people that's higher than you, that especially that like you. You got to take advantage of that. Then just do your research.
Right.
That's really about it.
Thank you much. So I'm going to have your Instagram logo up on the screen. Anything else you want to tell the people where they can find you?
Yes. Well, you're gonna have pretty much all my information up
Okay.
there. So, but I'm on Instagram, FineShine.LLC. Uh, I'm also on Google. That's
Okay.
another good tool too. I got a couple contracts just off of Google, and if you do create a Google account, try to have the people that you do business with write reviews, because
Mm,
that's important. Just like when y'all go on Amazon and look at stuff, what's the first thing y'all do? Let me check these reviews out. Let me
right.
see if everybody good. So that's always good. So Google, and I have a website, fineshineclean.com. Uh, that's also a website that you can locate me. And that's pretty about it. And word of mouth.
Okay. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you, Dijon. And
Thank you, thank you.
sounds like you're gonna be multi-million-dollar business soon.
Yes, yes, that's the plan. And my goal is, well, I got them breaking down. So in my 30s, I'm trying to, continue to build and clean. But in my 40s, I want to completely not cleaning no more, just having contracts and employees.
Right, right.
So that's the goal. And then after that, it's just I'm gonna wait till I get there because I know it's going to change. But it's just a lot of options. You can grow your business and then sell it 50% to somebody else and have them grow it to millions and billions and just get 50% of it.
Right.
It's just a lot of things you can do. But yeah, I can go for days.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right.